Hello everyone, welcome to LetsDevOps. My name is Sumit and I'm pleased to have you with us for today's tutorial. In this session, we will be focusing on a critical component of MLOps lifecycle, and that is creating a CI/CD pipeline for deploying a machine learning model using Azure DevOps and Databricks. Before we jump into today's content, let's revisit what we have covered so far in the MLOps series. In our previous tutorial, we started by creating a Python project and learn how to package it in a wheel format. Then we manually deployed and ran it on Azure Databricks. So this gives a solid foundation of creating a Python package and Azure Databricks operation. If you have missed those tutorials, don't worry, you can find the link in the video description to catch up everything what we have discussed till now. Now let's talk about today's agenda. So first we'll understand the architecture of MLOps CI/CD pipeline. Second, we'll create and configure the pipeline. Third, we'll run the pipeline and validate the deployment. And at the end, we'll trigger the Databricks job using Apache Airflow. Let's dive in and get started. So for today's discussion, I'll be following this article. You can find the link in the video description. Okay. So now let's understand the MLOps architecture. So as part of the MLOps, we'll be creating a CI pipeline and the CD pipeline. And in the CI pipeline, we'll build the project and we'll create a package, and then we will publish to the Azure Artifact. Once we are done with the publishing to Azure Artifact, we can deploy those packages on a multiple environment in Azure Databricks. And also we have Apache Airflow that will configure to run the job which we created or deployed on Azure Databricks. Okay. Now coming to the prerequisite. So yeah, to set up this, you should have an Azure DevOps account and definitely the Databricks workspace. If you don't know how to create Azure Databricks, that I have covered in the part 2, that the link you can find in the video description. Now let's set up the CI/CD pipeline. So in the step 1, we need to fetch the template, the project template. So to save our time, I have published all the code here. You can just go here, fork it, and then once you fork it, you can put it in your Azure DevOps. So I'll do the same now. So let me go back to the my Azure DevOps, and here what I'll do, I'll just try to create a new repository. So I will start with the blank repo, and then I'll say MLOps demo CI/CD demo. Okay, so I have created a blank repository. Now to fetch the code, first I need to go to this account. Let me copy this, and then from here I will download the whole package first. So from here I can download it, and once the download completes, we can clone this repo locally. So let me clone it here, go to the C projects, and then here I will create a new folder, or maybe I'll just clone it here. Click cmd git clone. So I hope you already have git installed. If you do not have, maybe you can download the git and install it. So once I've done with the clone, you see here I have only readme file. Now I need to fetch the since I downloaded the project template, so I will just extract it here, and from here I will try to copy the project, the pipeline, and as well as the DAG files. Now the code is extracted. Now I'll go to the here in this pane, and then I have MLOps demo. Under that I have a DS project, so I will just copy the whole thing from here. And now I'll go to the my repo where it is been copied already. So I'll come here and I'll go to the CI/CD and I'll paste everything here. Okay, and the next thing I need to also get the, so now I'm ready with all the code. So I just downloaded it from the GitHub from here, and then I try to kind of paste it for this, and then I will try to commit and then do a push, right? CD MLOps. I will add. I hope this is visible to you. To add. Maybe I'll expand it. So git commit -m added details, git push. So once we push the all required code, now I'll go to the Azure DevOps and I'll try to refresh this. Here you see all of my project is available now. Yeah. So now I have a DS project where I have a simple Python project. In the pipeline, I have the template, pipeline template, and this is the master pipeline. Okay. So let's now go back to our the instruction. Now let's step 2 is to understand the YAML pipeline structure. So in this YAML, we have one master pipeline, and which is calling the 2 different template. We have one template which is building the data science project and creating the wheel package, and then it is publishing to Azure Artifact. The second pipeline is to deploying the environment. So once you create the package, the next thing we need to deploy to a multiple environment. So this is how the pipeline structure looks like, and if you see here, so this is the master pipeline we have, and these are the template pipeline. One is to build and publish, and second is to deploy to environment. Now to understand so we need to update the YAML. So now here, if you see, this is the main pipeline, and here we are giving the dev Databricks instance. So now since we will be also deploying it, we'll creating the package and then deploying to the Databricks. So what I'll do, I'll update this the pipeline with the right Databricks URL. And so let me go here, and here you notice in this Azure pipeline, first we are in the stage 1, in the stage build, we are building. So we are calling this YAML pipeline, and then we are deploying to the dev, deploying to the staging, and deploying to the product. As of now, I have just kept it comment, because you can just uncomment, set it up, and then you run for the staging and deployment. But for our demo purpose, I'll just try to build it and then deploy to the dev environment itself. Okay. So I have already configured my Databricks. Let me. Okay. So this is the test demo. So this is the Databricks instance which I'm going to use it. So I'll just copy this, and then I'll update in my code. Okay. Okay, so this has the same one, so it doesn't have any change. Now let's go back. The second, we need to create an Azure artifact. So this is also very important step. So let me go here and then create the artifact. So if you notice, I already have a couple of artifacts. Anyway, I will try to create a new one for us. And then for creating an Azure artifact, you need to just click on create artifact, and then here you have to give the name. So ds ms and CI/CD demo. So once the feed is created, we need to also assign one permission, because it is important our build service has access to this Azure artifact, because it will be trying to publish it and download the packages. So if you notice, you'll in your case also you'll have some build service. You need to edit it, and then from here you need to give the publisher access. So this step is very important, otherwise you will get the permission denied error. So once this is done, now let's go back to the build and publish artifact. Okay. So now in the build and publish artifact, okay, and before going there, this is the ds ms CI/CD demo. So this is the name of the artifact feed. Now I'll go to the pipeline, publish, and here I will update my the new feed, the one which I created. So it's ds ms. Okay, let me duplicate it to see what's the name. So it's ds ms CI/CD demo. CI/CD and then demo. So we have two places we need to update. One is this and then the second is this. Okay, I'll commit the change now. Now let's go to the instruction again. The next step, we need to create the master pipeline. Okay, so for that we need to go here, go to the pipeline, and then I'll create a new pipeline. I will create with the repo, and this is our repo, MLOps CI/CD, and I'll use the existing YAML pipeline because we already have the YAML file created. And now here I will pick the Azure pipeline. This is the master pipeline. I'll go to next, and then I will just go ahead and save it. Okay, now let me edit it, and then I will just, as of now, I will just disable the CI/CD. Otherwise, for each update, it will start running. So I'll come here and disable the continuous integration. Later on, I'll come and save. Okay, so next step is we need to create a variable. So this is very important because as of now we are using Databricks token, which will help to deploy the packages to Databricks instance. Maybe as of now we are storing it at the pipeline variable level, but you can also set it up for the key vault. But to show a demo, I will just create this variable. And since we are only deploying for dev, I will just create a dev Databricks token. But assume that if you are deploying for a staging and production, you can create that that variable separately as well. Maybe for staging is stage Databricks token, for production products underscore Databricks token. So now first let me try to generate the token. So I'll launch the workspace. Okay, I'll go to this the setting. Under the setting, I'll go to the developer, and then here I will create a token. So CI/CD demo, yeah, and I'll copy. Anyway, this token is a bit sensitive, but I will, after the demo, I will delete everything. So yeah, so I will just copy this, and then I need to go to this the variable, and into the pipeline variable I need to create a dev underscore Databricks token, and I'll place it. I will make it as a secret. Let me go and check whether the name is correct. Databricks token. So dev Databricks token. Okay, it looks good. So now I'll save it. Okay, so next is we need to run the pipeline. Okay, so now let me go back to my pipeline, and I'll go to all, and from here I have, this is the one created. I'll just run the pipeline from the main. So with this, what it will do, it will try to first build the package as a wheel format, and then after building it, it will publishing to the artifact, Azure artifact, and then that artifact, it will deploy to the Databricks instance. So that also we'll see. Okay, so right now it is building the package. Now it is trying to upload it to the feed, so it will install the twin, and here you can see it is installing, and after it is building the package to be uploaded to the feed. Now you see here we got some error. Let's try to understand. There was a naming problem with the name. So after CI/CD, we should have underscore. So the name of the feed was wrong. So let me commit it, and then click the and I'll trigger the pipeline again. Meanwhile, it is running. Let's try to understand maybe this YAML file. Let's go back. So from the master pipeline, as we discussed, we have two main stage. One is build and another is a deploy. Under the build, we are calling this template, and from the deploy, we are calling this another template, right? So these are the two templates which we are using. Under the build, what we are trying to do, we are just trying to install the pip and running the package. So it is creating the wheel package from here, and then after that we are publishing to the Azure Artifact. So when you are running on the development, it's not like each package you will be publishing to the artifact, but if you are running from the main is like something, the branch which we'll use for releasing. So if some build which we are doing from the main, then only it will this logic has written in such a way that if any build is happening from the main, then only it will publish to the Azure Artifact. So if you notice, I have added here a condition. So this is to publish on a pipeline level. So if there is another branch, if you are building this whole pipeline from a different branch, maybe from a feature branch or other, it will just publish to the pipeline artifact. But if you are building it from the main branch, then only it will upload to the Azure Artifact, because you don't want to keep Azure Artifact with a lot of binaries, right? Because it's only important when you release those packages you wanted to put it in the artifact. Okay, so now let's go back to the pipeline, and now you see it has uploaded. Now let's go back to the artifact, and you see here this is the package now showing up, right? Now let's go back to the instruction again. So once the feed is updated with the latest package, then we need to also update this deploy to environment wheel, because since we created a new feed, this ID and definition and everything that needs to be updated in the deploy to environment file. So let me go back here and go to the deploy to environment. So this step is mainly when you publish your artifact. Then the next thing, like when you deploy, you need to download it, right? And that's where we give the detail of the Azure Artifact. And right now we are giving this feed ID. This is something that maybe for the other one I have kept it for my testing. So now I need to update this feed, this definition, and to get this, what we need to do, we need to go to the pipeline. You need to edit it. Let me edit it from the pipeline here. Edit, and then maybe I will add a I'll just search a task artifact. See, download package. Then for us the type is Python, and this is our feed. So maybe the local I'll say, and then the package I'll say latest. No, the package is not latest, sorry. The package is DS, and then the version is latest. Okay, once I add, now you see this feed ID, definition ID has been picked up. So I will just do a Control X from here, and I'll put it in a notepad. Okay, here let me go, and I'll just save it here. So now I will go back to the build and publish, sorry, in deploy environment, and here I need to edit this. So for the feed, this is the feed, right? So I'll just copy this. Okay, and I need to update this. And then this is the view. Maybe I'll just update the definition. Okay, so that's all. So once we are done, in this case, this code will pick and download the packages from the artifact feed which we created. Okay, now let's do the build again. So I think that's all from this instruction. Okay, so now we'll run the pipeline again. Okay, so now it has some error. Let me go back and see. Okay, cancel. So it is having the error in line number 35. So some issue. While maybe copy paste 35. Yeah, so if you see here, I have just mistakenly added one more string. So I'll commit now, go back to the pipeline, run again. Okay. So now in this case, again it will do a build. It will publish the latest artifact, and then it will deploy it. So let's see how it goes. I'll pause the video until it completes. Now it failed again because it is trying to say that it has complete with the version, and this also you might get if you are running the same pipeline again. So in this case we need to update the version because the same version is already up and there. So for that I need to do what? I need to come here and I go to the setup.py, and here I will update the version. So as of now I'm just kind of I hard coded the version, but this is also good to put automatic versioning, and maybe if you wanted to implement in your project, you need to do it. I didn't do this in this video because I wanted to keep it short, but this is also very important to implement the versioning in your pipeline. So I'll commit again, and then I will run the pipeline. So, and then I'll pause the window until it runs. Okay, now so the deployment and the build is completed. Now you see here all the step is completed, and if you notice one thing, there is two steps got skipped. One is publish wheel artifact, another is download wheel artifact. Because this is published because we ran it from the main branch. So if you run it from the feature branch, then it will only it will not upload the artifact to the Azure artifact. It will just upload to the pipeline artifact, and that's very important, right? Okay, so now let's go to the instruction again, and the next thing we need to validate the deployment. Okay, so we need to go to the Azure Databricks, and we need to make sure that our latest package is deployed. So our latest package was of, let me check. Okay, it was 1.4. So let me go to the Databricks and go to the workflow. Okay, so see here our workflow is already deployed. Now I'll go to inside the workflow, and I'll check whether and I'll go to the task, and from here I see, okay, this is my latest package. Yeah, so this is the complete the deployment we saw. Now let's try to do one thing. Let's try to run that and see. So I have triggered the run. Let's wait for some time, and then I have some best practices and tips. So since we did not add the version control for the setup.py, it is good you can also implement. If you don't know how to do that, please let me. I will create another video for that. And also deploy to prod from the main branch only. So yeah, since we have the different environment, dev, test, and production, dev you can do it, deploy it from the other branches, but for production we just keep it for the main branch, and that's the logic which I've already added. In this tutorial I haven't also considered the security, like if you have some security checks of Nexus or code analysis, that I did not add, but it's also good to add, and also to store the secret in the key vault instead of putting in the pipeline variable. So that's you can try by your own. And I also have some troubleshooting. So as I said, like if you have issue with forbidden error, because if you do not add the Azure artifact the permission, then you'll get the error, and this is how you can put it that. And this step also says how you can get the Azure artifact feed details. Now let's go back and see the trigger job. So now if you see, come here, the trigger has been completed, and now you see I am seeing this output, the hello world, my name is Sumit. So this is what we configured. Now to give you a bit of background how this the task configuration is coming. So this whole thing, that like what will be the name of your task, what type of the wheel, what is the name of the package, what is the entry point, everything that needs to be added or configured, because for your case it might be different, and in this case you can update the deploy environment, the pipeline. So if I go back to the portal, now let me show from where it is coming up, right? So let me go back here in the deploy to environment pipeline, and if you notice here, these are the configuration that we are making, right? So if you notice, this is the library, this is the name of the package, this is the entry point. And if in your case, if it is a bit different, if you are setting up your project, then you need to change this information. So right now I'm using this the Spark version, This is the library. It will be, this is the hello world, the entry point, and DS project. So this is all we have, and we also have a step here. So assume that if you are running the pipeline again and again, it will try to override the existing job. It will not recreate. So if it will check if the job is already found, then it will update it. If it does not exist, then it will create it. So everything is well tested. Okay, so now let me go back to the instruction. Okay, the next thing, we need to orchestrate job using Airflow. So now the same pipeline, the same Databricks job which we ran manually, you can also do it through the Airflow. And the step-by-step guide instruction I have given here. So just you try by your own, and you can just also see the demo. I've also added the video in it. You can just follow. I hope it will be helpful. Thanks for joining on this MLOps series. I hope it was helpful. If you have any question or query, you can write in the comment box. I'll be happy to help. Thank you, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.